Welcome to this episode of Monday Experts video series on Monday.com Sales CRM compared to Salesforce CRM. This is the second video in a three-part series where we are comparing Monday Sales CRM and its functionality and its features compared to the gold standard of Salesforce Sales Cloud. In our first video, we came up with a baseline requirements for the typical business or use case of CRMs in your average small to medium sized business. And here are the requirements that we had in the beginning. I'll add a link. You can actually check out the first video. In that video, we also covered pricing, the licensing cost, development cost, and implementation cost. So this is the list of our baseline requirements from the first video. And this is the second part of the requirements. And in this video, we're going to use the Basic CRM template, and we're going to use it out of the box with maybe one or two modifications. And if you guys like this video or find it informative or helpful in any way, please click the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you very much. All right, well, let's get into it. Okay, here we choose the Basic CRM template, and we just say use a template. In the new workspace we created, the new CRM boards are copied and created for us. And here we just add some contact records. Kobe Bryant, John Bon Jovi, Steve Jobs. Add their email addresses and then also their company names. And we add the titles. And here we're going to add a deal. We're going to add a deal for Apple and then add some other deals, make jersey for the Lakers and sell rock and roll jewelry to Bon Jovi fans. Here we're selecting the associated contacts with each deal. Put in the deal value. And now notice that since we associated a contact with this deal, if we go back to contacts, the deals are already associated with those contacts as well. So this is actually an additional feature that's added by the Sales CRM product that's normally not in the standard work management product. And now we're going to add another deal, and we're going to see if it works the opposite way around. So we're going to create a deal. So this one is manufacturing Mickey Mouse hats for Disney World, and then we're going to associate it with a contact, and we're going to add Walt Disney here. Okay, we're going to add the deal. So now we're going to test it the other way around and then go back to the deal to see if Walt Disney has been associated with appropriate deal. This after we added his email address, his title, and as you can see, it's already been associated. Okay, great. And before we do anything, we're going to add a real email address because the other ones were just fake email addresses. This one actually routes back to our email address. And the reason for this is we're going to be testing the email functionality from within the contact view. So it already has a recommended email address to send to, and we're just going to type out an email here. Please notice that the email signatures also work. I know that's a small feature, but that is a feature. There's email tracking options. You can also use columns to interpolate data within the email, such as the contact's name, etc. And then there's templates, which are pre-made templates, which can also include the variables. And we sent the email, and now you can see that there's a log of this email. So there's going to be a complete log of correspondence regarding this deal. So we go to check our email in Gmail, and we see that we have received the email, and we respond. And let's see if the response email has shown up. And it has. It's shown up within the email activity view. And then also there are other activities we can add. We can add meetings, call notes, or just notes. So here's a meeting note. So once you and your team have meetings with the contacts or companies or phone calls, you can make notes here and then also have those in records so you can see exactly over time what has happened, what was the correspondence, what was discussed with each of these contacts or deals. And there it is. It's listed out nicely with the time, date, stamp, and then we can also modify some of the record information directly from this view. So if we look at the contacts, we can see that the correspondence that we had that was actually associated with the deal is actually also associated with the contact. And now we're going to test out the mass email marketing tool, where we're going to send out an email up to basically all of our contacts, telling them that we have a 50% discount this month. Okay, so we sent the email. And as you can see, we have received the email within Gmail. Now, if we go back to look at the mass email tracking page view, we can see we have analytics as well. What was the delivery success rate? Now, keep in mind, most of these emails were fake email addresses. The open percentage, so out of the successfully sent, how many were actually opened? So that is correct, 100%. And now we're going to add a new group and we're going to showcase the automations. We're creating a new group just to be able to group together the qualified leads so we can easily view them all in one place at one time. And we just click automate. We go in here, go to the board automation section, add a new automation, and it's as simple as clicking and choosing human readable automation parameters. So here, when the type changes to qualified lead, we want to move that particular record to the qualified leads group. Okay, now we're finished. We turn it on. We go back. These are already qualified. We have to set them back to the no status. And as you will see, once we change it to qualified lead, it will automatically be moved to the new group. And there we go. So this is just a basic example. There are many other more complicated and more useful automations that are available natively within Monday.com. And here is the integrations page, just to give you an idea of what's available. Here is Zoom. You can actually integrate Zoom with your CRM. Also, if you want more sophisticated email marketing, you can use MailChimp and also integrate MailChimp with Monday.com Sales CRM. Okay, and here's the out-of-the-box dashboard. Before we do that, we're going to add a custom field here. This is one of the modifications that we're making. So we're just adding a location field to store the city and state of each of the clients or contacts that we have, so we can display them on the map later within the dashboard itself. So now we go back to the dashboard. We can see you have the aggregate value of won deals, the actual revenue aggregate over time, the sales pipeline broken down pie chart by status, and then actual revenue by month is also an important metric. And when we scroll down, you see we also have deal stages by rep on the lower left-hand corner here, but that's not populated because we haven't actually assigned any of the sales team user accounts to each of the contacts. And then we also have the deal progress by month, so you can track how its deals are progressing by month and see how your team is performing as a whole. Lastly, we have the map, which we'll cover down on the bottom here, which is basically displaying a map of the United States and where all of our contacts are located. Maybe if you're getting new business in new areas, it potentially might be an opportunity to open an office there or hire a sales representative in that area or focus marketing efforts in that area. Okay, so that's out of the box dashboard and reporting. Now let's go back and take a look at the requirements. We are comparing this to the first video. We're comparing the Basic CRM template that's offered by Monday out of the box, and we're breaking it down feature by feature. This is the same list. We've just highlighted each of the requirements, color-coded them. The ones in green have been demoed in this video. So keeping track of leads, we have that, we showed that. Keep track of contacts, we have that. In the Basic CRM, leads and contacts are one and the same. Whereas in how Salesforce would do it, leads actually are not contacts. They're something separate. So leads could be converted over as a contact and account if they're qualified. In Salesforce, there's this idea that leads might or might not be qualified. In the Basic CRM demo, the leads and contacts are one and the same. That's why it's highlighted in green. The lead routing is highlighted in red because that functionality is not here. Keeping track of contacts, accounts, that's already in here. Accounts are also combined in the contacts, so there's not a separate board that keeps track of companies. We're just highlighting it as green because the company is listed along with the contact record itself. The sales activity tracking, we went through that. You could keep track of meetings, sales, email correspondence. All of those things can be kept track of with the contact records and also in the deals records. So you have a history of everything that went on for every particular deal or every particular contact that you correspond with. The integrations and other platforms, we highlighted that. In fact, we already integrated with Gmail, as you saw when we demoed the email functionality. API access, we did not show that or demo that, and that is color-coded in orange because that will be demoed in the next video. Alternatively, you can also click here in a link that I will be putting here to go to our other video about Calendly integration, which clearly shows the API integration in order to make that work. The email database for email marketing campaigns, we demoed that also as well in this demo. Sales pipeline was the moving of each deal, as you can see the status, to qualified or 1, and that was also displayed and showed up in the reporting. As I mentioned, opportunities is not out-of-the-box functionality in the Basic CRM template. Instead, it's just called deals. So that's why deals is in green. And there was no sizing of the opportunities or urgency or priority. In reality, you could just do something as simple as sort by deal size. Okay, so we will make those green. Now, continuing on with the baseline requirements from video 1, we went over the reporting in the dashboard, and that had historical sales. The sales forecast is not there yet. That is available in other more advanced templates, which we will show later in the following video. Clients ranked by business value. That's the sorting by deals by size. But however, it's not aggregated back to the client, the contact record itself. So we'll just mark it as green, but that's not fully functional. The sales team performance was in the dashboard as we showed. You could measure each individual salesperson on the team's performance and break it down month by month. The marketing campaign performance was demoed when we sent out the mass email, along with the analytics of how many people opened it and the success rate. The email efficiency tools were also demoed when we showed the correspondence and the logging of activities. There were the options to use a template. It also tracked whether or not that email was opened, and we were using Gmail, so that is also green. Keeping track of the post-sales records, service inquiries or requests. Technically, that is green as well, because you can just use another template, the project management template that matches your industry, and use that to manage any post-sales activities that you have with your customers or clients. And the post-sales process management as well, you can add a board, so that's also marked as green. So as you can see, basically, even the basic CRM template offers most of the functionality that is required from our baseline requirements. If you guys stay tuned for the next video, you'll see that a more fully fleshed out, more mature CRM setup is going to offer a lot more functionality, a lot more customizations, a lot more integrations to make you and your sales team's life and organization's life much easier. All right, thank you very much for tuning in, and please stay tuned for the next video in which we will demo a more advanced implementation of the Monday.com Sales CRM product. Thanks, guys, and please hit the like button or subscribe.